My name is Emily Dempster, and I'm the president for the Tennessee branch. Unfortunately, I will not be able to be at branch council this year due to a conflict with our state conference. I'll miss seeing everyone and personally hearing all the wonderful updates from your branches. I have been working on dyslexia legislation in Tennessee this past year and actually became inspired to do so by hearing many of your discussions on dyslexia laws in your states. I have been asked to speak on my journey regarding our dyslexia bill in Tennessee. Chester Goad, who is a former Tennessee IDA board member, has had an interest for some time about working on a dyslexia bill for the state of Tennessee. He found out that I also shared that interest, and so he asked me to get together and discuss possibly working on a bill with him. Soon after that, a new board member joined Tennessee IDA, James Herman, who has been a classroom teacher for 31 years, had worked at the State Department for 15 years, and is now the director of the MTSU Dyslexia Center. Thankfully, he was also motivated to work on a dyslexia bill, so on October of 2012, the three of us came together for a meeting. We met several times over the course of that year, coming together in Cookeville, Nashville, and Murfreesboro. We studied other states' dyslexia laws and discussed what we might want in a law for Tennessee. We knew we needed a sponsor for the bill, and Chester had previously worked with the state representative Cameron Sexton, so we decided to approach him as the House sponsor, and thankfully he agreed. Representative Sexton suggested that we come up with 3 things to ask for in a bill. The first thing we asked for was the IDA's definition of dyslexia, which we thought was going to be the one thing that would pass because of the other states that had passed a definition into law. The second thing we asked for was based roughly on the New Jersey law that had just recently passed. We asked for 20% of professional development instruction. The third and last thing we asked for was for dyslexia to be addressed with pre-service teachers. We turned our 3 sections into Representative Sexton, and he then gave them to Legal Services. This was the beginning of many hoops to jump through and short notice deadlines that required our immediate collaboration. We got the rough draft back on a Thursday and were told we needed to approve it by that Tuesday. That Sunday night, when I sent a text that we approved of the rough draft, I immediately got a response that we needed to have a Senate sponsor by Wednesday, and of course Monday was Martin Luther King Day, so basically we had Tuesday. I panicked and got online looking up the Senate Education Committee and started emailing the rough draft of the bill, along with a pleading email asking for someone to be our Senate sponsor. Earlier in the year, I had met a woman while having my nails done, and we talked. We ended up exchanging business cards. It turned out she was Senator Becky Massey, who was not on the Education Committee, but I had her contact and went out on a limb by emailing her. She replied the next day that she would be our Senate sponsor. In no time, we were on the calendar and scheduling appointments to lobby. We even had a few news interviews. Our lobbying consisted of trying to meet as many people as we could on the education committees. We would explain the bill, why it was needed, and ask if they had any questions. During the lobbying process, we ended up with many more legislatures signing on to sponsor the bill. A Decoding Dyslexia group had just started in Tennessee, and so we asked them to put out a Facebook message requesting for parents to write personal letters and then send them on to legislators asking them to vote for the Dyslexia is Real bill. These are the 6 steps in the Tennessee House a bill takes to pass into law. There are only 3 steps on the Senate side. I would like to add that our bill passed on the House and Senate side unanimously. In the end, this is the bill that was passed, and although the bill format changed, we are happy with the outcome. The Department of Education has asked for a meeting on how to implement some training, and my cohorts, Chester and Jim, have had a meeting with the Tennessee Board of Regents about steps universities can take to address dyslexia on a college level. As of now, we are waiting on Governor Haslam's signature, which will make the Dyslexia is Real bill a law. My top 10 surprises while working on the bill are: Reporters work on short deadlines. I mean really short deadlines. Be prepared for impromptu interviews at your house with only 20 minutes notice. One letter or one meeting can make a difference with a politician. We saw this firsthand on several occasions. The politicians were very, very supportive. Our opposition came from those that should have known better. Bills get rolled all the time to the next week. Be prepared to take the day off, stay in a hotel, be seated, and 5 minutes before the committee meeting, your bill will get moved to the next week. The bill language will probably be changed several times before it gets to the final floor vote. As more and more people see the bill, especially those that are addressed in the bill, they will want a say in the final wording. The definition for dyslexia did not pass. The Department of Education argued that by adding a definition to the law, it would not allow us to receive IDEA funding, and therefore created an $80 million fiscal note. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we did not have time to change their opinion. You have to have mutual trust. The bill sponsors turned to us for talking points, statistics, and our opinions about the bill. We in turn had to trust their guidance and experience on the best way to get the bill passed. Befriend the secretaries. They are the gatekeepers. Many times they are the ones to reply on many of the emails sent to the legislatures. Amazing experience. I think I can speak for all three of us when saying we had a blast and loved the entire process and would do it over in a minute. Thank you so much for your time.